has been 4 days since I started my 30-day writing challenge and I am already behind. And the reason behind it is that I did that thing where I get into my head and I went down that hole of trying to be perfect but not being able to achieve it because one day is little too less for 8,000 words, and I would write 2,000 words and the next day I would get up and I would read the story and I would hate it and then I would rewrite it and then I would hate it and then I would rewrite it and I hate it, and I ended up writing 8,000 words, but it is like 2,000 words each of 4 stories, neither of which are complete. But as I mentioned earlier, this challenge was designed so that I would get out of my own head and avoid doing things like this, and I would commit to writing something each day, which doesn't have to be perfect, but I just have to be consistent. So I will refocus, recenter, and I will read out whatever I have written. Actually, I will just be reading out an excerpt of whatever I have written because quite honestly it's gibberish, but there are parts of it which are nice, and I think this is one of those parts and it has the theme reflected in it. So even though it's not perfect, even though it doesn't completely abide by the prompts that I picked out, I will still read it because we need to pick out new prompts and write another story, and this thing has to keep going on and on and on and on for the next 30 days. So let's get into it. This is a story about a Kurgi family that gets together for the mourning over the death of the head of their family, which is Vishwaiah Chennappa. He had 2 daughters. The oldest is Vinu, short for Vedika, and the youngest is Renu, short for Renuka. Renu lives in the US with her African-American husband, Chris, and 12-year-old daughter, Anita. Her marriage had caused a big scandal in her family, and her relationship with her parents had turned sour, especially with her father, who she used to be very close to. Vinu married Vikas, a Kurgi boy of her family's choice, but they never had children. Vinu immersed herself in the family business and helped her father maintain their coffee estate. However, due to Vishwaiah Chennappa's sudden death, the family was under one roof after many years, and all their unresolved issues begin to come to the forefront as their father sends them out on a treasure hunt that would determine who inherits his property. Renu, Chris, Vinu and Vikas sit in the large garden overlooking the lush green hills of a coffee plantation. The house help comes with a tray of coffee and serves it to everyone. She leaves. Nobody has said a word in the last 10 minutes. It's an amazing view. Chris tries to break the silence. Why is he here? Vinu asks Renu in Kodwa. He's my husband and he can hear whatever you have to say to me. Renu responds in English. This is a family matter, so only the family or blood relatives should be here. Vinu responds in Kodwa. Then what is your husband doing here? Renu asks. He is also our second cousin, Vinu reminds her. In what world do you think that is a one-up? Renu asks, exasperated. Venu's face turns red. You think you're better than all of us, don't you? Vinu interrupts. Just drink your coffee till Amma comes. I don't have the time to deal with your jealousy right now. Renu responds. Everybody becomes quiet again. Renu takes a sip of coffee and suddenly her face contorts. Why is this coffee so weak? It's not weak, it's called Kopi Luwak. Vinu responds with a smile. What is that? Renu asks suspiciously. I thought you would know, Renu. It's a popular drink, especially in your US. They are our biggest clientele, Vinu says, her smile growing by the second. Vinu, can you stop acting like a child and tell me what it is? Renu's frustration rises. It is the world's most expensive coffee, just for you, sis. It has been brewed from the coffee beans that have been pre-digested by a civet cat. Venu responds. Renu is shocked and Chris spits his mouthful of coffee back into his cup. Did you just serve us coffee made out of feces? Renu asks Vinu through gritted teeth. Oh please, I served you the most premium coffee in the market. This coffee saved our father's estate. Vikas and I made it happen. It may be made from feces, but do you know how much this bag of feces costs? 8,000 rupees for a kilogram. Oh my god. Are you crazy? Renu stands up in a fit of rage. Are you drinking this too? Venu just looks away. If you're not drinking this, why have you given it to us? Renu tries to reason with her. You like expensive and exotic stuff, right? Venu gives a side glance to Chris. This should be exactly your thing. Don't drag my husband into this. Renu rushes towards Venu and pushes her. You started it. Venu pushes her back. Renu tries to scratch her and yells, you bitch. But Chris pulls her back. Venu is held back by Vikas. Both scream and curse at each other from the top of their lungs. That is enough. A stern voice cuts through the air like a frigid wind and both women turn to statues. It is Savita Chennappa, their mother. I don't even know where to begin. Your father has just passed, and the two of you have already begun to fight like children? You're both over 40. Can you behave like adults? She started it. Renu points at Venu. No, I didn't. You leapt at me. Venu yells back. Yeah, because you... Renu tries to reason. I don't care. I cannot believe the two of you would disrespect your father's memory like this. That too over property. Savita asks firmly. Suddenly Renu stops. What property? Your father's property. The coffee estate. The mother says confused. Isn't that what you were fighting over? No, Renu remarks. Venu made me drink poop. Oh, the mother responds. Well then, Chris, Vikas, I think you should hold on to them. I have news for you. And this is where I end the reading. Please know that this is not the actual end of the story. It is in fact not even the beginning of the story. It is just a portion that I'm reading out from the whole story. But let me know if this format works where I read the whole story out or a portion of the story out to a camera, or do you think I should put up the written material on a blog like Substack or Medium, or maybe on a platform like Wattpad? Let me know. I am open to suggestions and I am trying to figure it out as I go. I'm absolutely not prepared for how or where I'm taking this, but I'm willing to learn. So I hope you liked it, and I will now be moving on to the fun part of this segment, which is picking out prompts. So first, theme, my favorite one. I think I put the bag of feces back in this, so if we get that, I will not be doing that again. Although I do have enough material to write an entirely new story on this because I read up a lot about poop. And did you know that civet cats are not the only creature whose feces we have as coffee? There is also elephant poop coffee and there is bat poop coffee. Yeah, so things we do in the name of premiumness. Anyways. Interesting. So our next theme is shelter from rain. For time and space, we have one hour and 8,000 words again. I am not writing 8,000 words. This shit does not exist anymore. We're going to let it go. And we're going to pick another one out. No dialogue. I like this. Okay. The aim here is to include all these 3 prompts within the story. And I will see you again in 24 hours. And our time starts now.